Well, hey, Dream Team, here we are for another episode of The Five. Hope your week is going awesome, and we are so excited for what's coming up this weekend. Last week was great for us. We spent the week in Portland at the annual MFI conference, which is one of the fellowships that we belong to as pastors and that our church gets to be involved with. And it was just a great time connecting with lots of different people from all across the nation and even people that are ministering across the world. And they asked us to be involved in some of the workshops, and then they gave me a spot in the main session, but it was only 7 minutes long, which was just like death for a pastor. You get to talk, but you can only talk for 7 minutes. But honestly, it forced me to work hard at shortening all of the concept down and working really hard at fitting into a small space. So it was good for me, good to have to learn to be more disciplined in the things that I say. So hopefully I'm growing as a communicator because of it.
That's awesome. We just wanted to take some time and tell you a little bit about some of the stories that have been coming back our way this week. Just talking to people in church yesterday, it seemed like this new series that we're starting, Fresh Air, has just been really impacting for them. I had one person tell me, man, I just feel like God is moving so powerfully in my life that I'm just thinking all throughout the week, how can I get more people to church? Because I want them to experience what I'm experiencing. I had a couple of parents that actually were in town. They were here from Seattle visiting, and their son and his girlfriend have recently started attending Sun City Church. And so they came to just check it out, see what their kids were involved with. And they said, honestly, we just loved it. We would drive over from Seattle just to be a part of this. It was just so life-giving, and it was what we needed inside of our relationship with God. And then, somebody else that brought a friend who had grown up in a totally different religion, and she was experiencing Christianity and really what our message of the gospel is all about for the first time yesterday. And it was just so impacting for her life that it's incredible what God is doing in our church community and what he's doing through you individually and as families as you bring people into the house of God.
And it's so exciting to be a part of something where there's fresh air and fresh life and momentum. And we know that a lot of that takes place in the church because of you and the momentum and the life that you bring to the team. And we're so thankful for all that you do in ministry. I want to talk to you about one of our values. We've been kind of visiting some of our team cultures. And one of our team cultures we talked about last week was that we love God. And then our second team culture that I want to revisit today is that we love people.
Yeah.
Like here at Sun City Church, we're all about people. And I know that there's two different types of personalities. There's those that are more task-oriented or results-oriented. They're working on getting things done. And honestly, I'm kind of more like that. I really like lists and projects and breaking things out and making sure we're getting things accomplished. Then there's those on the other side of the coin that are more people-oriented and they life of the party and get lost in long conversations and all kinds of things. And really, no matter where you are on the spectrum, being more results-oriented or more people-oriented, all of us have to have a culture where we love people the most, right? Regardless of how you are in your personality, we all have to take time and go, okay, it's not about getting all the stuff done necessarily, although we want to do it. It's not about making sure all the T's are crossed and all of the I's are dotted. This whole thing comes down to loving people. That's why we do church. That's why Jesus came and lived and died for us. All of it came down to making sure that people experience the love of God through us as team members. So this week, as you're stepping out in your ministry, whether that's on the first impression side or whether you're taking care of children or whether you're worshiping from the stage or even if you do something more technical like coffee or you run the soundboard, whatever it is, I want you to think, how can I engage more deeply with the people that God is bringing into Sun City Church?
Good.
How can I take a few extra seconds, linger in the lobby, ask someone, hey, tell me a little more of your story. You just help people know that we love them and that we value them and that we care about them. Honestly, it's one of the most important cultures we can have in our church is just the feeling when people walk through the door, gosh, this church, they're authentic and they're real and they really love me. That's the kind of environment that we want to create. So just have that thought. Think about that this week as you're preparing for what God's calling you to this next weekend. We love you. We thank you for everything that you're doing. God bless you. Have a great week.